I just picked up my October Azure Standard order and I want to show you all of the things that I got for my family of 7. But before I do that, I want to talk a little bit about my pantry and stocking up and canning and all the things. Welcome back to my channel. I'm Jess from the blog siloandsage.com. If you're new here, we're a family of 7. I have 5 boys and 3 of them are teenagers, so we eat a lot of food. I love to buy in bulk and kind of do like once or twice a month grocery shopping. I like to eat a lot of whole foods, so we try not to do a lot of processed foods in our house. We do some because I think that it can be challenging to do none at all. And I do like some things for convenience, but we do a lot of obviously home canning. We have a garden, we have chickens, all the things. So we have kind of like a small homestead here in Wisconsin. But I think when you start to learn a lot of homesteading skills, whether it's things like canning and gardening, or things like sewing, you kind of get this mentality sometimes within those homesteady communities of like all or nothing. When you start to learn these skills, whether it be like baking bread or canning or sewing, whatever the skills are, you get this idea in your head that you need to do all of it and you need to do it all the time. And that because you have these skills, you can't take a break from it. And I just want to kind of like speak against that, I guess, and give you some encouragement. If you're in a season where maybe you can't do some of these things that you normally do, or you have the skills to do them, but right now you're not doing them for whatever reason. Maybe you had a baby, maybe your family's in crisis, maybe you are just tired, or you've had a really busy season and you're prioritizing other things in your life. And that's just kind of the reality of our life this summer, is that we had a lot of things going on. And I had a small garden, but to be honest, I did not put a lot of effort into it. And so I didn't really get a lot out of it. I've got a few tomatoes, I have some tomatoes, I have some greens. Actually, my greens are the one thing that did really well. I had a few random things that kind of popped up, but other than like perennials, we didn't really have a huge harvest this year. So I decided I was just going to take a step back. We didn't have like a lot of time. We had a busy summer with family trips and wedding, and I just didn't want to put a lot into the garden this year. So I decided I was just gonna take whatever came. I planted the things that I had and I let my herbs are flourishing. Those are doing amazing. I let those things come up and, I harvested what I got, but I wasn't stressing out about not having a great garden year. But because of that, I'm not doing a ton of canning. I'm not doing a ton of preserving. I'm not drying a lot of things. I'm not freezing a lot of things. So some of the things that are in my Azure order today, those are things that are like replacing the things that I didn't get in my garden. Like I didn't get enough tomatoes to like can a ton of tomato sauce. So I bought tomato sauce. I don't grow peaches anyway, but I did get some peaches and some pears in this Azure order so that I could kind of fill in some of the gaps and can some peaches and pears. And I'm going to go to a local apple orchard and get some apples to can up applesauce because we love applesauce. But, I didn't, none of my cabbages grew. They all got decimated by pests, so I bought cabbages. I think that it's really important in the homesteading community, or just as a person who has these skills, to say it's okay to not do this all the time. It's okay to take a break. It's okay to say, I'm tired, I have a busy summer, or whatever it is, so that you can do what's best for your family. And we live in a time where we don't have to rely on these things. We can buy tomato sauce instead of canning it. We can buy our clothes at the thrift store instead of making them. We can buy dried herbs if you don't have them growing this year. We have an amazing ability to find what we need without needing to do it all ourselves. We can outsource to other people in our community. We can outsource to a place like Azure Standard. We can outsource to the thrift store or a regular store. You know, we don't have to do all the things ourselves. So some of the things I'm going to show you in my Azure Standard order this time, they are things that I am using to replace the things that I didn't grow just because it just wasn't my year. And that's okay. I'm not stressed about it. I'm not worried. Some years are great in the garden, and some years I have a lot of capacity and a lot of time and a lot of energy to put toward it. And I just didn't have that this year, and that's okay. I just feel sometimes that as a culture, we are not accepting of the season we are in. We are wishing we were in a different season. We are wishing we had more capacity. We are willing to put aside a lot of our priorities in order to maintain those things that we think we should do. Now, obviously, there are some people who are their full-time income is their farm, right? Their homestead brings an income. And I do think that's a different scenario, or if you make your clothes for a living, but that's not me. That's not the season I'm in. I don't need to grow my own things. I can go to local farms. I can rely on Azure Standard. I can, barter with a friend. There are lots of things that I can do that I don't need to rely on my garden in this season. And I am very thankful for skills, because skills don't disappear. Even if this year I'm not growing, next year I have all the skills to grow the things. So it's just a little word of encouragement and a little explanation as you go to see my Azure Standard order, so you can see like, oh yeah, these are the things that normally, Jess would have grown the cabbage herself, but this year she didn't. Or would have grown the tomatoes herself, this year she didn't. This year was about ease. This year was about a little bit of rest and just taking what the garden gave me and not stressing about it and not worrying about it. And that's totally okay. So let's get into my Azure Standard haul. Here's a quick look at kind of like an overview of what I got from my Azure Standard haul this month. A lot of these things, I think pretty much all of these things are things I've gotten before. And some of them I get regularly, and some of them, like I said, are replacements for things I'm not growing myself this year. So let's take a closer look. Here are some pears. I got, I think, 3 boxes of organic pears. Oh, they're not organic. They are transitional pears. So they're transitioning from traditional grown to organic. These are some gluten-free fruit bars that I love. They are so yummy. They are a little bit high in sugar, but they are a really good option for myself and one of my kiddos. These cans of salmon are delicious. They come with the bones, so they're a great nutritional source. You can also see that there's nothing added. It's just salmon and salt, which I really love. So I got a bunch of cans. I think I got 7 cans. So this is a great option for our family for some shelf-stable food. We love this cream cheese. We get it every couple months, I think. It is our favorite. I love to get it in this size, this small size, instead of the big tubs, because then I don't feel like it's ever going to go bad before we can get it used up. This cheese we get every single month. We usually get 2 of them. Some months we get 3. I'm super excited about these organic leeks. They look amazing, and I have a potato leek soup recipe on my website that I'll link that is our absolute favorite. So I'm very excited for soup season. These mushrooms I have gotten several times over the years. I usually dehydrate them and they rehydrate really well, so I'm very excited about those. This yogurt is delicious. My kids love it. I'm not in a season of making yogurt. The milk at the farm we've been going to has been low, and so I'm just buying this yogurt instead. So got 2 cases of it. It is really yummy. These frozen red raspberries are one of the few fruits that I will buy from Azure because they are cheaper to get frozen fruit at Costco. You can see how big these 5-pound bags are. It's cheaper at Costco, but they don't sell raspberries on their own, and we really like them. So I got 2 boxes, 2 5-pound boxes of these frozen raspberries. This Kefir is great. We like it a lot. I really like this brand. We've gotten their milk sometimes. Got some onions. This is just a 10-pound bag of organic yellow onions. I only buy these organic grapes when they are on sale. I tried to open the box. I couldn't get it open to show you the grapes, but I got 2 flats of them. I only buy them when they're on sale because when they're on sale, they are comparable to, just getting organic grapes somewhere else like Costco or something. But I like to buy them in bulk, and usually I freeze some of them if I can get them before my kids eat them all. All right, what else do we have? We have just a couple stalks of organic celery. Sometimes I buy a huge box of it. This time I just got a little bit. Have some butter, Rumiano organic butter. I really like this butter. I get a couple different brands from Azure, but I do like this one the best, I think. Also not in a season of making bread, so I get this Rudy's sourdough bread for my kids. It comes frozen and then we freeze it. Got some peaches. These organic peaches look delicious. They're in really good shape. I think I got 2 boxes of these organic peaches, yellow flesh organic peaches. We're gonna do some canning like I said before, and a lot of fresh eating because my kids love these. These came perfect, like the perfect state for just eating fresh. They're just like the perfect firmness. They, don't look like the best peaches I've ever gotten from Azure, but they taste really good. We've already gotten into them. I also got some red onions. Again, this is just like a 10-pound bag of organic red onions. This is the tomato sauce that I got. I got 2 different sizes this time because then my kids, if they just want a little bit, they can just open one of the short cans. So we got the big cans and the small cans. So there's a lot more of the small cans, but they're obviously smaller. Here are more of the peaches. Again, these are transitional peaches, so they're not organic, but they don't spray them. But these are number 2, which means they're seconds. So they look a little different from the other peaches, but honestly, they both look really good. Like, I wouldn't think these were seconds when I got them, just because I do tend to get a lot of peaches in the store that look like this. So they still look really great. Now the peaches or the pears, I think I might have said peaches. These are pears. These are the regular peaches. So you can see that they look a little different, but they both are, firm. They're not quite ready to eat yet, but I know that they're both going to be great. I've had great luck with the seconds fruit from Azure. Here's another box of pears. I got 3 boxes of the pears and 2 of the peaches. This is a box of organic yams. I believe this is 20 pounds. I like the yams better than the sweet potatoes. I just think the flavor is a little bit better. They have like the nice bright orange inside the yam, whereas their sweet potatoes tend to be the ones that are white on the inside, and I like the orange ones better. I got a huge box of cabbage. I got both purple and green cabbage. Like I said, my cabbage did not grow well this year, so I just bought a bunch because I don't really have a good organic source of cabbage locally. So you can see all the yummy things that we got from our order. I also got this big bucket of sunflower butter. We are a peanut-free family due to allergies, and this is a great source for us to get a large supply of sunflower butter. So nothing really new in our Azure Standard like that we haven't gotten before, but just kind of some staples and some stocking up. Now, since some of these things are going into my pantry, like the tomato sauce, those things are going in there to stock up, right? We're not going to be using those things all in the next month. But if you're interested in building your own prepared pantry, make sure you check out the link in the description for my guide to a prepared pantry. It's totally free. It gives you a good list of things to stock in your pantry, some non-perishables. It also gives you pages to keep an inventory of your pantry so that you can keep track of what you have and what you don't. If you want to see more Azure Standard hauls or other grocery hauls for a large family, make sure you check out this playlist. And I will see you soon in another video. In the meantime, keep cultivating your home friends. Bye.